Hey, Shalom. Okay, I'd like to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bashem, Yahweh Shai, Bashem, Rakakadash. Okay, double honors to the elders, apostles, and bishops of Great Millstone that rule well. And peace and salutations to the hopeful elect fellow laborers of the children of Israel, the elect, people of Negro, Latino, Native American, and Seminole Indian descent. Okay, Israelite foreigners as well, who through the curses have been scattered amongst the four corners of the earth, amongst the heathen nations, and live amongst the heathen nations and look like them, but are Israelites through their father's side. Peace and shalom again. And here we are. These scriptures, we're living it. We're living these things coming together. They're all coming together, and we're witnesses to it. As the scriptures mentioned here, in Micah 4:10, wrath and groan like a woman in labor. You people of Jerusalem, for now ye must leave this city to live in the open country. You will soon be sent in exile into distant Babylon, but the Lord will rescue you there. He will redeem you from the grip of your enemies. And we're living this at this very moment, the fall of this damn devil, man. And and as the scriptures describe, as a woman in her pangs, or a woman in travail, or a woman with child. Okay, those labor pains are getting worse and getting worse, or as time consumes, those labor pains are becoming more and more frequent. They're coming closer and closer together. Those labor pains were that point in time when you know that baby's coming. And that's the same way as these prophecies are working, in the exact same way. Whereas hell is coming upon this world, man. As far as this devil is concerned, as far as his grip on this world is concerned, he's losing grip. Many and many more things are happening that are drawing closer to this devil falling. Where again, I mentioned time. Between those labor pains, between those contractions, they're becoming closer and closer. And that's exactly what's happening in the world. More and more and more things are happening that's showing us that we're about to get the hell up out of this hellhole, man. The hell up out of this hellhole. All right. So as the scripture again says, but the Lord will rescue you there. He will redeem you from the grip of your enemies. To rescue you where? The land of our captivity, where we held captive. Obviously, Isaiah 14. And there's so many scriptures on this. Isaiah 14:1, for the Lord will have mercy on Jacob and will yet choose Israel and set them in their own land. And the strangers shall join with them, and they shall cleave to the house of Jacob, and the people shall take them and bring them to their place, and the house of Israel shall possess them in the land of the Lord for servants and handmaids. And they shall take them captives, whose captives they were, and they shall rule over their oppressors. I mean, these things, these precepts are coming together like a puzzle piece, man. And they're fitting together perfectly. Didn't even plan on bringing this out, but Revelation 13:9. Let me grab it real quick. It's just explaining. All these scriptures is doing is just explaining prophecy. 13, 9, and 10. It's all these precepts is doing. When you put them together, they're just explaining prophecy. It's as simple as that. If any man have an ear, let him hear. He that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity. He that killeth with the sword must be killed with the sword. Here's the patience and the faith of the saints. And all these is coming together. How? Through the fall of this devil in this system, this devil system. The devil in this system falling apart. the division amongst these devils, being divided. Those are just signs of the downfall of this devil. All they are is just signs of prophecies taking place, that's showing you the destruction and the downfall of this damn devil. It's as simple as that. There's nothing complex or difficult about it. Highly recommend you watch this video as well. Her name is, this is it right there. I don't want to play the video. Her Catherine Austin Fitts. And you can barely see it. I'm almost afraid to hit that. It might crash this. Let me do it anyway. I have it downloaded, but I'm not going to play the video itself. But she pretty much goes into, she's explaining it. And she's getting down with it, explaining it. Go to CTV News and the full interviews on there. But I have it actually downloaded. And when you listen to it, she's explaining how they're, in so many words, but she's explaining how they're going to create a crisis. They're manufacturing and creating the crisis itself to bring in this new reset, this new system that they're bringing in. Okay, it's just, it's as simple as that. So, listening to this here, this is another example. Let me. So again, I hope it doesn't crash. Lost millions of dollars. Trillions.
Here we go, America.
His losses is in the trillions.
824. There goes your 401ks. There goes your investment accounts.
And again, they brought this guy in office, under the disguise of saving this place and making this place great again, where the whole goal was what? To bring in that new system. These fools got caught with their pants down. They got caught literally being stuck on stupid. Their ignorance. They voted with their ignorance and with their, with their hatred toward the tribes, man. And it backfired. It backfired tremendously on them. But again, he came in with the disguise of saving this place, and where the whole goal of the elites is what? A new form of control, slavery. And he don't give a damn about enslaving the masses of his people as well. This man doesn't care, man. So the precept, let me get the precept here. It's Thessalonians. The Lord was struck like a thief in the night. There, Thessalonians. Okay. As it's labeled, the day of the Lord. 1 Thessalonians 5:1. But of the times and seasons, brethren, ye have no need that I write unto you, for yourselves know perfectly that the day of the Lord so cometh as a thief in the night. For when they shall say peace and safety, then sudden destruction cometh upon them, as travail upon a woman with child, and they shall not escape. There it is again. There it is again. So these prophecies is referred to, and especially us getting delivered up out of here, as a woman with child. Those labor pains is coming much more. Those contractions becoming much more frequent, and also the destruction of this place. It's working both, like a two-edged sword. And there's nothing they can do. There's literally nothing they can do about it.
Of you know who. And right after the election last year,
These Edomites is hurt, man.
Market value of a 401.
And what a lot of them are pretending like is like, a lot of them are pretending like that. They're happy that the mega clowns were voted for their own destruction and then downfall, and voted for their own miseries and woes. Where if they have sense, they'll know that it's going to affect them as well. What kind of pleasure do you find in that? What kind of pleasure do you find in the other fools? Because they're all fools, and that everyone that lined up to vote, period, are a bunch of uh, uh, blind, blind, sleep idiots, a bunch of sleep fools, man. They all are, but they're finding pleasure in the destruction of this place. And a lot of those MAGAs are waking up to the fact that, oh, damn, now we voted wrong. And look at what's going on in Nebraska. They're saying that place is going to be bankrupt in 2 quarters. That's within 6 months. But again, they're pretending like they're happy.
1K we have. One, it went down from before the election to after the election, went down $2,292 just because Dump was elected.
They weren't saying that at
Here we
first.
go, America.
That's funny, man. That's funny. So it's happening. It's happening. Those contractions are getting worse, and they're getting worse, man. Hold on. I had a precept. Actually explaining it even more. Okay. Micah 4:9. But why are ye now screaming in terror? Have you no king to lead you? Have you wise people all die? Have your wise people all died? Pain has gripped you like a woman in childbirth, wrath and grown like a woman in labor, ye people of Jerusalem. For now you must leave the city to live in the open country. You will soon be sent to in exile to distant Babylon. But the Lord will rescue you there. He will redeem you from the grip of your enemies. How many nations have gathered against you? Let her be desecrated. They say, let us see the destruction of Jerusalem. But they do not know that the Lord's thoughts or understand his plan. But they do not know the Lord's thoughts or understand his plan. Hell, the majority of our people don't. These nations don't know that he is gathering them together to be beaten and trampled like sheaves of grain on a threshing floor. Rise up and crush the nations of Jerusalem, said the Lord. For I will give you iron horns and bronze hooves, so you can trample many nations to pieces. You will present your stolen riches to the Lord, their wealth to the Lord of all the earth. And that's Psalms 149. That's Psalms 149. Yeah. Psalms 149. Close that one too. Psalms 149. I have another sign of time, things that's to come as well, which everyone's aware of, which tonight is that the blood moon. Okay. And blood moon represents, here I get it in a minute. Psalms 149:6, let the high praise of the Most High be in their mouth and a two-edged sword in their hand, to execute vengeance upon the heathen and punishments upon the people, to bind their kings with chains and their nobles with fetters of iron, to execute upon them the judgment written. This honor have all his saints, praise ye the Lord. So let me grab that real quick. Okay, here it is. That the blood worm moon. That's what I forgot about, how they reference it, the worm. I think it's just some worms coming up out the earth, out of the trees or something like that. But I'm looking at it in the spiritual form as a worm is pretty much a defenseless bug. No arms, no legs. It's just exposed. It's just exposed. And that's the same way with this devil. You have to look at this through spiritual eyes, man. You have to judge it in the spiritual sense. This devil, man, it's going to be totally defenseless with the blood that's prophesied to come upon him, with this destruction that's come upon this devil. He's going to be totally defenseless. Blood worm moon, U.S. weather forecast, best places to see tonight's total lunar eclipse. Tonight is the Passover as well. All these spiritual things is happening. All these things is happening, man. All of it's coming. All of this started coming suddenly, which we knew it, as far as the Passover is concerned. But a lot of these things is happening, and if you're watching, Russia has pretty much said that if y'all don't meet my demands, then there ain't gonna be no ceasefire. So they increased bombings and attacks. There is not going to be no agreement, no coming together with the U.S. and Russia, man. That's against total biblical prophecies. So all these things is happening all around the world, and then you have this coming in. Okay, blood worm moon. And let me do this. Hold on. Let me see if it gives me anything. Come on. I gotta go to Wikipedia for that. I should just hit wiki in there. It usually represents destruction, death, and again, a lunar eclipse as well. Folklore, hunter's moon is, the hunter moon comes in fall. The harvest. Blood moon, a popular term to describe the reddish color of moon. No, it's not what I want either. Let me do this. In spiritual context, a blood moon, a total lunar eclipse where the moon appears red, is also seen as a time for transformation. Change is about to take place. Whereas this devil envisioned what? His new world order. But hey, we're prophesying the kingdom to come. A time for transformation, introspection, and the exploration of hidden emotions and the subconscious, representing a period of intense energy and potential for releasing what no longer serves you. It even sounds like a change coming as far as a new world. I found it before though, but that was a while ago. Spring blood moon is the opening of the path to explore what is often referred to as our darker side. Emotions such as rage, shame, and grief. The spiritual meaning of the blood mooning. Okay, these emotions are not widely acknowledged in our culture, and yet they exist. What the upcoming blood moon in March means to you. What does a blood moon mean in astrology? What is expected during the next blood moon? Hey, don't be surprised immediately after this. But we know it's coming. All hell. But don't be surprised tomorrow or the next few days, something crazy happens. Again, which it is coming. You know, how soon or later it's coming regardless. But again, these are signs, you know, as you go into Genesis 1, you go in, let me just grab it. Signs of the sun and the moon. Luke 21:25. The return of Yahushua. Luke 21:25. And there shall be signs in the sun and in the moon and in the stars, and upon the earth distress of nation, with perplexity the sea and the waves roaring. There will be signs. So these blood moons are not to be taken lightly, or the eclipses, these lunar eclipses. It's Yahweh Bashim Yahushai speaking to us. Understand the spiritual meaning. This, what happened to it? Let me get back up there. Here we go. And Esau looks at this as well, and he's planning on working with this on the left-hand side. Okay, this is a spiritual battle, the right against the left. Okay, an eclipsing of the brilliance of the moon allows for exploration of the subconscious or hidden layers of our emotional and spiritual aspect. The spiritual meaning of the blood moon is the opening of the path to exploring what is often referred to as our darker side. Okay, emotions such as rage, shame, and grief, these emotions are not widely acknowledged in our culture, yet they exist. When we honor both the brilliance and the shadows that make up this reality of our human existence, we open ourselves to a deeper and more profound place of relating to life and to the sentient beings that surround us. This ideal, wait a minute, what? These people in there demons, man. That's what it sounds like, sentient beings. Sentient beings refers to the living conscious beings capable of experiencing feelings and sensations encompassing humans and animals, and often used as philosophical and religious context, particularly in Buddhism, some more heathen madness. You know, we only acknowledge the true living power, Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. These people go off into some crazy madness, man. You see where they go with this, relating to life and to sentient beings that surround us. This ideal is seen in the ancient heathen culture, symbols of duality known as yin and yang, yin and yang, by honoring both the light and the dark. You tripping? The masculine, the feminine, and the modes of action and rest. See, anyway, this nation, I mean, this world has to change. You know, so that divine intervention has to take place, because the beliefs of these people, man, and what they believe and what they practice. You know, they into everything else but the truth. They acknowledge and believe in everything else but the truth. You ever notice that the truth is set aside on its own, literally? What does upcoming blood moon in March means to you? So again, on the left-hand side, they're working. That's what I'm trying to find. What does the blood moon mean in astrology? And they're calling their, when you go, what's that, Isaiah 51, 58, I think. Isaiah 47, I don't know why I could 58. Point is, looks like it's in 13. Let thou art word in a multitude of thy counsels. Let now the astrologers, you know what astrologers deal with. Same thing, how we're looking at what's going on with the sun and the moon. The astrologers, to divide, be an astrologer, heavens. Okay, root of uncertain, perhaps foreign, derivation, to be at horoscopus, into, these women into horoscope, reading astrology. They've ruined and destroyed families and relationships because of their beliefs in that madness, man. What's your sign? What's your sign? Where there is some sinister shit behind it on the left-hand side. But as far as the full understanding of, we're not going to have that into the kingdom. But on this side, man, they're just bugging out with it. It's horoscopist. So now that these sorcerers and these stargazers and these astrologers and whatnot are all seeing and hearing, the answers they're getting back is not what they want to hear. Let's just put it that way. Let thou art worried in the multitude of thy counsels. Let now the astrologers, the stargazers, the monthly prognosticators. Let me see what stargazers is real quick. Jose. You look like Jose, don't it?
Strong's H2374. Jose.
The seers on the left-hand side. They're witches. They're false prophets, man. A seer. A beholder in vision, also a compact, as looked upon with approval agreement. Prophet. See that, seer. Stargazer. So what's the scripture say? That's a bad scripture, man. Stand thou with thine enchantments and with the multitude of thy sorceries when thou hast labored from thy youth. If so be thou shalt be able to profit. If so be thou mayest prevail. Thou art worried. That's what I wanted to look up. Worried. These devils. Be worried. Be impatient. Be grieved. Be offended. I wish I can find that video now. Oh. It's bad. Wait a minute. I have it on my phone here. I have it here on my phone. Hope I still have this. Oh, I sure do. Hopefully the phone can pick the tablet when I'm recording will pick it up. Oh, man, let me turn my headphones on. And I'm hoping the phone up.
To most easily put it to people, with the good information was a monumental concern when I was in the military about how to prevent this inevitability. Now, at first, I thought it was end of the world. Now I see end of the world as end of their world.
Yeah, note
Because,
that they would lose control.
because that information was a monumental concern when I was in the military about how to prevent this inevitability. Now, at first, I thought it was end of the world. Now I see end of the world.
See, I'm not going to play too much of that because I'm not sure how well it's being picked up. I'll use this as a future reference for, if I'll continue to do things this way or not. But they call in their astrologer. They called in their, as the scripture says, they called in their enchantment, their enchanters, their sorcerers, They called in their astrologers, their stargazer, their monthly prognosticators, and again, as you continue on listening to that video, it all roads lead to their destruction. That's a bad video the brothers brought out, man. That's a bad video. And at the same time, hey, it's an eye opener as well. Okay, I know I keep reading this, but stand up and save thee from these things that shall come upon thee. Behold, they shall be as stubble, the fire shall burn them. They shall not deliver themselves from the power of the flame. There shall not be a coal to warm it, nor fire to sit before it. Thus shall they be unto thee with whom thou hast labored, even thy merchants from thy youth. They shall wander every one to his quarter, none shall save thee. Let me play some more of this.
It's end of their world. Attempts to try to go away from this one inevitable conclusion, I again see as a new beginning, an end of this reality, the beginning of something that we can't even possibly understand based on the level of our beliefs currently. But when all that information comes flooding out, there's going to be no denying what's true and what's a lie or what's illusion. We won't have the choice to believe that 9/11 happened because of a bunch of terrorists, because we'll know exactly what's happened.
And as the scripture says, after all, he's going to be bringing so much hell in this place that they're going to know it's him, is Yahweh Bashem Yahushai who's doing these things. They're going to know for a fact. He's a bad man.
Basically, what we're experiencing right now is two master chess players sitting at the board.
Yeah, remember that? What did I read? That thing, yin and that yang, but it's the good versus the evil. It's the son of Jacob versus the sons of Greece. Let me see what else. Again, good versus evil. It's the presence of one, there's the presence of the other.
One of them looks down at the board and sees that he's in checkmate in 7 moves. And he looks across at his opponent, and he knows that his opponent sees it too, so there's no getting out of it. So at this point, the loser can only prolong the game. The game, both players know the game is over.
And that's to a certain extent. Because whereas some of those Edomites, they want this thing to pop off now, there are those that are afraid, man. Let me see if I can grab this preset. Close some of these real quick. God, ass, what? Yes. This is scripture in Job that I'm looking for. His bounds, Job 14:5. Seeing Okay, okay. Job 14:5. Seeing his days are determined, the number of his months are with thee. Thou hast appointed his bounds, that he cannot pass. All right. So meaning that this devil is, his time is running short. And not a split second more will this devil get. He's not going to get a split second more. Okay. Let me see what the NLT says real quick. You have decided the length of our lives. You know how many months we will live, and we are not given a minute longer. Okay. The KJV is more pointed, more fitting. Turn from him, that he may rest till he shall accomplish as an hireling his day. So this devil's, he knows his time is running short. It's that Revelation 12:12.
It's only a matter of time before he does this, and then you're forced to do this, and then he's forced to do this, and eventually checkmate. We, as a race, if we could understand that the game is over, that based on the rules of the game, the bad guys have already lost, the good guys have already won. Yes, there's moves left on the table, but those moves are being forced by the player that is going to win. The only way that checkmate can't happen is if the player that's winning makes a mistake. But from all of the information that I've gathered, all of the information that's been given, all of the information that's been vetted to me, it seems pretty obvious that the good guy player on the side of the chessboard knows exactly what has to be done to win the game.
Let's just do the work. As simple as that. Let me grab this precept. See if I can find it here. Hold on, give me a second. See if I can find it here. I'm trying to again, going back to the woman with child scriptures. There's a woman in her pangs, a woman with child. Let me just hit woman with child again. I thought there was another one. Okay, I read that 1 Thessalonians 5:3. Okay, I read that Isaiah 26:17. I guess a woman with child that draweth near the time of her delivery is in pain and crieth out in her pangs. So have we been in thy sight, O Lord. Let me see. I'm trying to remember the precept. It's escaping me for a moment. Give me a second. Hold on. Hold on. Okay. Let me do this one more time. I'm trying to just find this one precept that I wanted. It's just this one. Isaiah 13:8. Therefore shall all hands be faint, every man's heart shall melt, and they shall be afraid. Pangs of sorrow shall take hold of them, and they shall be in pain as a woman in travail that travaileth, and they shall be amazed one at another. Their faces shall be as flames. And this all goes into the downfall of this place. But the whole point, we're up out of here, y'all. We're up out of here.
And so,
Let me get another one here.
What the good was and the bad was, or are you able
to most easily put it to people,
I suppose.
one scenario is what most people would understand to be ascension, or an evolution of consciousness that brings us out of the cocoon and turns us into a butterfly. Timeline 2 is some kind of major global catastrophe that drives most of us underground and leaves a few of us on top to fend for ourselves.
And I just want to interject here too that the elites for years have been planning for this contingency, this disaster. And you know this by the fact that they've been building underground bases, and the rich of the world have been building underground shelter homes.
Hide me from the
And
Lamb.
if you do some research online, you will find this
Precept,
out.
hide me
They've
from the
been doing
Lamb.
it for years because the elites, the money holders, the power controllers of the world,
I don't
they
go any further than that. Really, I'm not even sure if it's going to show up on this or not, as far as the sound is concerned. Again, let's give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bashem Yahushai, Bashem Rakakadash. Okay, till next time, Lord willing. Shalom.